Bro, there's people out here, man. Y'all motherfuckers funny as hell, man. For real. What up? What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. This guy Mo in the chat, bro. Guy funny as hell, bro. Like for real, man. But shout out to my other guy, Mo as well, man. He said, "Let's get some cash today and end this betting week, right?" Appreciate that for the $20 tip, my brother Mo. You still in Vegas over there, man? You trying to get that cash over there, man? My guy say, bro, dude, really got me cracking up in the fucking chat, man, right before the show, man. But it's all love. I appreciate y'all for all the positive vibes, man. Send me positive energy. You know, if you come in here watching the show and you trying to like go off of my info, like why wouldn't you send positive energy? You know what I'm saying? Try to send good karma to the plays, man. But it's all love. Finna go through every single one of these games. I'll be honest with you, man. The weekends can be crazy, guys. We can be crazy, and some of these lines I thought might be higher as well. But we're finna talk about it. I'm finna go through every single game, talk about what I'm like, man. I'm finna get up out this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, the time change kind of got me. I was like, damn, bro. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. Then all of a sudden it was 3 at the snap of a finger. But do get one more hour of daylight there. So I'm not complaining. You see what I'm saying? Oh, shout out to my guy Ray in the chat as well, man. Shout out to that $50 thought on Nuggets Celtics game. It was a really great game, man. It was a really great game. Jason Tatum was playing like a fucking bum. That's my damn Kawhi, George, and Harden all got rolled out. Let me see. I didn't see that. Oh no, James Harden playing. Then Paul George is out. Kawhi Leonard's out. You got to expect that, though, man. After you look at the minutes that they played, but that's what I think. Jason Tatum's a fucking bum. That's what I think about that. But I appreciate you, my brother. Let's get straight to it. Let's talk about this game. I mean, you're losing a ton of value. Obviously, like you could. I do lean to the Bucks in this one. Hopefully there's no fishy shit. This is a Scott Foster game. This line opened up at Bucks -1. So even if you were taking Bucks -6, like you've missed the best of the line, guys. So that's sometimes it's how it is. Sometimes you gotta get the early line, or it's just really no point in betting the game. So there's no telling what this shit's finna shoot up to. Obviously, without Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, that's two of the most important players for the Clippers. James Harden played a ton of minutes yesterday. So even though he's playing, he played 39 minutes yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I was watching that game as well versus the Bulls. You could just tell they were bullshitting. They got down by 11 points, had to come all the way, storm back and win in that one. Now, obviously, you just hope that there's no fishy shit happening in this one, man. What happened last time? Giannis was out. The Clippers were up 15, and then the Bucks stormed back and win that game and covered the game as well by 7. The Bucks already beat them earlier this year, 113-106. Obviously, in the game I'm talking about, they've beaten them 3 straight times. I'd lean toward the Bucks here. They're coming off a couple straight losses. Obviously, they don't want to lose 3 straight. It's just that, like, I mean, I can't say you can't, but it's just really tough to take it's really tough to take the Bucks at this late of a number when the line opened at 1, guys. So I'm always here to teach you guys. I'm always here to bring you advice. Like, you don't have to bet every game. And like you might see value. Okay, I see Kawhi Leonard, I see Paul George out. You miss the best of the line, guys. Like sometimes you just got to know, all right, maybe it's good for me. Maybe I should pass on this game. You see what I'm saying? So I always try to teach people. Like a lot of people be reaching, I have to bet, I have to make money. Sometimes like this is kind of like a stock market. If you've missed the value, you've missed the value. You see what I'm saying? So there's no telling what this line is finna shoot up to. Now, I'd still lean Bucks. It's Bucks or nothing for me here, but there once again, this is a Scott Foster special here, to be perfectly honest with you. So it looks like it's going up to 7.5 now. Maybe you could look towards the under here. Maybe look towards the under spot. If the Clippers want to keep this game close, they got to do it with defense. The Bucks got to bounce back defensively as well after letting D'Lo absolutely torched their ass. So I'd still lean Bucks and under, but you missed a ton of value on this game, guys. Let's go over to the streets of Orlando in this one, man. And I'm really intrigued by this game. I'm really intrigued to see if Jalen Suggs plays in this game. I know he missed last game with a thigh injury. This is a double revenge spot for the Pacers in this game. Now, the Magic were absolutely balling before they ran into the New York Knickerbockers in that last game, and they didn't have Jalen Suggs in that one, and they only scored 74 points. I'm pretty sure that's a season low for the Orlando Magic. They were 5-0 straight up and in against the spread in those last 5 games before that. But if you look at it closely, they had played 5 bombs. They had played fucking 5 bombs. They probably played 5 of the worst teams in the NBA. They played the Wizards, they played the Hornets, they played the Pistons, they played the Jazz, and then they played the Nets. All of those teams are absolutely ass. I'm telling you that right now. So when they go up against a formidable team, the Magic are balling. They've definitely overachieved so far this year. They're 37-27 so far, 42-22 against the spread. That's really great as well. But I do expect them to like come back down to earth at some point. And then if you look at it as well, after this game, I expect them to win 3 straight games after this game as well. I lean to the Pacers here, +2. I know that they just missed Benedict Mathurin is out for the season. Unfortunately, that's very unfortunate with the torn labrum there. When I saw the news, I was like, I got a torn labrum as well, man. They told me that either I could have surgery or I could strengthen up all the muscles that was around it. But obviously, when it happened, I couldn't fucking play for a while. But I do have a torn labrum in my left shoulder. But Pacers coming in here off 2 days of rest as well, coming off of a loss versus the Minnesota Timberwolves when Anthony Edwards went crazy. I lean to the Pacers here, +2. Like I said, they've lost both matchups already this year to the Orlando Magic. I remember the first one, that was the Pacers coming off of a big in-season tournament win, and they played the Magic the next day. They were laying 4.5 points. Magic came into their house, beat them 128-116. The second time around, Pacers weren't on the back-to-back. The Magic just were on their ass, 117 to 110. Let's see. So Bankero went for 34 points in there, and Franz Wagner had 24 points in there, and they didn't have Jalen Suggs in that second time around, which that's a little bit surprising there. Let's see. So let me see. So Benedict Mathurin, he only had 2 points in that first game. But yeah, I'd lean to the Pacers here, +2. Double revenge spot. They're coming off a loss. They got 2 days of rest as well. And the Magic, like I say, I expect them to win 3 straight games after this game. But in this particular game, I do lean to the Pacers here, +2, to be perfectly honest with you. And really see what's up with Suggs. I feel like if Suggs doesn't play, Markelle Fultz and Jalen Suggs are questionable here, but I think Suggs like really means a ton to the team. Even though they already beat the Pacers in Indy without Suggs, I feel like this is a little bit different spot here. It's time for the Pacers to start picking things up. They're sitting at the number 8 seed as well. They can't be bullshitting around. I know that the Magic are coming off a bad loss, but I'd still lean towards Pacers here, +2. If I'm betting this game, I'm betting Pacers. And this is a chance. Like the Pacers are a half game out of the fucking 6 seed. Like, what are you doing? You got to quit playing around, especially with how the Sixers are playing. Pacers got to win these freaking games. I think the Pacers come out here to win today, +2. Let's go over to the streets of Sacramento in this one. Kings laying 6.5 points at the house versus the Houston Rockets in this one. Rockets have already beaten them twice this year as an underdog, so they're 2-0 straight up versus the Kings already this year. They beat them 107 to 89 at the house, and then they beat them 122 to 97 as well. Looks like De'Aaron Fox didn't play, and looks like he didn't play in either one of those games. That was November 4th and November 6th. Yeah, no De'Aaron Fox in either one of those games, so obviously it's a little bit different here. It's different with Fox playing, and it's also different with the Rockets being on the fucking road as well. Now, do I think they have some matchup advantages here? I do. I like Şengün. I feel like Şengün versus Sabonis is pretty even out there. Şengün's not going to stop anybody down low, but they still got Jabari Smith Jr. that they can throw at Sabonis as well. You got Jalen Green, who's probably going to get traded, so he's playing really good ball right now because he's like auditioning for new teams out there. Fred VanVleet, obviously you got Dylan Brooks as well. You put Dylan Brooks on Fox, and he might just contain him a little bit, at least when it comes to like getting up and down, like slowing him down or whatever. You're not going to stop Fox getting to the rim just because the Rockets don't really have anybody that's built like that. But I'm not going to lie. I do think these two kind of even teams, man. I don't know about laying 6.5 with the Kings here. Now, they could get it done. They do have double revenge, like I say, and it's the first time Fox is playing against them. But I don't really trust the Kings, man, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't really trust the Kings here laying 6.5. So I'd lean Rockets, but it's not one of the games that I feel like super strong about, if that makes sense. But if I'm playing this game, I'm only looking towards Rockets, but this is road Rockets. So I'm definitely staying off this one. I'd have a heavier lean to the Pacers than I would to the Rockets. But if I had a free bet on the game, I'm only looking towards Rockets in this game, man. But Rockets on the road, no thank you for me, man. Let's go over to the streets of Miami in this one. Heat laying 11.5 points at the house versus the Washington Wizards. I don't know what's up with the Heat, man. I don't know why they don't. Now, they're obviously coming off back-to-back losses. This team doesn't really cover spreads at the house, man. It's weird as fuck, man. Let me just look at it real quick. What's their record at the house as a home favorite. Let's see, as a home favorite. Let's see here. I bet you it's not good. So 11 and 12 against the spread, but I know their last couple for sure they hadn't covered, and I just want to go back and look a little deeper in that. So they're 0 and 2 against the spread. Last three is last two as a home favorite. 0 and 3 against the spread. Last three overall at the house. Before that, they did beat the Spurs and they beat the Magic. But I just feel like those games versus the Jazz and the Pistons, like that's what you get sometimes from the Heat, where they come in there, win the game, and just kind of just bullshitting around. Now, I don't want no parts of Washington. They're coming off of a win. They probably went out and partied and celebrated. I think they lost like 16 or 17 straight games. They come out there off of a win. They don't have a fucking center. I believe Marvin Bagley's still out. And then you got Rashard Holmes that pop up on the injury report as well. Who's stopping you getting at the rim, bro? Like, I mean, Bam could do whatever the fuck he want. Jimmy Butler could do whatever he want here. I can only lean towards Heat. I don't feel super comfortable laying this points with him in this point spread. But it's Heat or nothing. I'm not looking towards Wizards, guys. They might not win a fucking game for the rest of the season. Like you can actually bet who's going to have the worst record in the NBA. I would bet the Wizards. I saw it at minus 130 last night, and then today at FanDuel, I saw it at minus 140. I would bet the Wizards to have the worst record in the NBA for sure. We just look at their games real quick. Next winnable game is probably Memphis. After that, there is none. There is none. So let's see. They played Memphis. They got Detroit. They got Portland. It's maybe like max 3 win. Well, they got Portland, they got Toronto a couple of more times. Let me see. So Toronto, no, they got Toronto one more time. They got Toronto, they got Detroit, and then they got Portland. Yeah, they got Toronto twice because that's their Wizards gonna have the worst record in the league, man. I don't know what I'm talking about this game. Heat or nothing, but don't really trust them in this point spread range. But they don't really have anything. They don't have anything slowing these guys down, in my opinion, man. What Mo in the chat talking about now, man? We haven't got Rockets been balling lately. No, they have. They're 5-0 against the spread last 5. That's a fact. That's a fact there. What they talking about in the chat, man? Because Cuz was really tripping. Cuz was really tripping earlier, bro. That shit had me. That shit had me laughing like a motherfucker, man. My guy, I believe that's my guy that came to the gym, man. He came to the gym to see what my game was like. You see what I'm saying? And the game is nice. You dig what I'm saying? But lean Heat here, I just don't. Maybe even Heat team total over. Like the Wizards done got shit defensively, man. They don't have anything. Let's go over to the streets of Atlanta in this one. Pelicans land 7 on the road versus the Atlanta Hawks in this one. You hope that there's no fishy shit in this game, but this is a revenge spot as well. The Pelicans lost earlier this year. It's crazy because I went to a preseason game, Pelicans in Atlanta. And Atlanta smoked their ass, and then they played November 4th as well. And the Hawks came into New Orleans and smoked their ass as well. So the Pelicans are hot right now. They've won 3 straight. They've covered 3 of the last 4. They've covered 4 of the last. Covered 4 of the last 5. Depending on what number you got versus Philly. That Philly game scared me. And like this is my show, and I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want. And that was a really fishy game for the Pelicans versus the Sixers. Really fishy game. It was almost like a mob type of game. It's almost like the Pelicans were doing their best to not cover their spread. I was watching that game. I've seen shit like that before. Just telling you guys, man, be careful, man. With some of these games, guys, you never know when there's like some mob shit going on. But the Pelicans, they could have blown the Sixers out by 50. Before you know it, it's a 6-point game. You don't really see shit like that too often, man. So you never know what's going on with the Pelicans. Now they've won 7 of their last 10 games. They've covered. They're 5-5 against the spread, depending on what number you got versus Philly. With revenge here, I'm only leaning towards Pelicans. I don't really like betting these type of games. The Hawks, these are the type of games that they're going to miss Jalen Johnson for sure. They don't really have a ton of size because after Capella is still like kind of hurt and on a minutes restriction as well. I'd lean towards Pelicans here, but that last game really got me like worried what the hell they be having going on sometimes, man, to be pretty fun with you. But I'd lean towards Pelicans here. I don't want to bet the Hawks in this type of game, to be perfectly honest with you. Like the Pelicans, they're doing well right now. They're playing well. They have revenge. They're definitely the much better defensive team. They're definitely the more well-rounded team as well. Hawks were struggling with the Grizzlies before the Grizzlies just like decided they didn't want to win that game. I'd lean towards Pelicans here early and often, but it's not something I'm like super confident in. But I'm only looking towards Pelicans, guys. Let's go over to the streets of New York in this one. Knicks land 7 at the house versus the Philadelphia 76ers. I thought that this line would be like 10, 11. Like before this line came out yesterday, just trying to forecast what the games are going to look like. I thought the Knicks would be laying 10 points here, to be honest with you, man. So the fact that it's 7 is a little short. The Sixers are in a world of trouble right now. They've lost 3 straight. They're like 1-6 against the spread. 1-6 against the spread last 7. 2-8 against the spread last 10. I want no part of the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, without no Embiid, like they have an array of guys on the team. Guys like Kelly Oubre, Tobias Harris, when he decides that he wants to play. But without Maxey, man, I'm not looking towards Philly, guys. I can't do it. Obviously, they could possibly keep this game close, but I'm not fucking with the Sixers without Maxey. Obviously, another game. Like, even the fact that they came back versus the Pelicans, when you get down by like 30, 40 early, that early in the game, I'm just like, man, the Sixers are in a world of fucking trouble. They've dropped to the 8th seed. No, they're in the 7th seed right now, but a half game up on the Pacers. If they lose today and the Pacers win, they're going to be in the 8th seed. I mean, shit, if they don't get Embiid back soon, like the Sixers fuck around could miss the playoffs, man. It's really like they could get in the play-in, and one of them teams come in there wanted a little bit more than them. Like if the Sixers went up against the Bulls or something, I'd be worried about them in the play-in tournament, man. So I'm really worried about the Sixers. Now I thought this line would be higher. I lean Knicks here, but this is a tough game. If I'm betting the game, I'm betting Knicks. I can only look towards betting against the Sixers right now, guys. Let's get over here to SGA in this one. Thunder land 15 at the house versus the Grizzlies. I don't know. I mean, maybe Thunder or nothing. SGA, 30.5 points. It's the only way I could look in this game, man. I'd be betting SGA over his 30.5. Remember, he's making it a point to get at least 30, 35 every single game. He's really gunning for MVP. The Grizzlies don't really have anybody that's going to focus them. Now, they do have Triple J that's going to pack the paint, and that's where SGA likes to get a lot of his points. But other than, like, if Triple J gets in foul trouble, SGA could do whatever he wants. Remember last game, it wasn't looking so good. He was bullshitting. Before you know it, you look up. Oh, so let me see. No, the last game he played versus the Heat. I didn't take the points now, but he still had 37 points. But the game versus the Blazers, he was bullshitting. And before you know it, my guy, like, he got 16 at halftime or 14, 16 at halftime. And before you know it, 37 in that one as well. SGA is making it a point, and his teammates know it as well. He's making it a point to get it at least. I can't believe they still got this shit at 30.5. Now, obviously, it could be a blowout, but I saw Luka. Don't even get me started, this guy, but I saw Luka stay in the game. They were up 25 points late. Luka, he was not coming out of the game before getting that triple double, guys. So it's a new era in this league, but we make money off of it. I don't give a damn about these guys. I'm just trying to make some money off of it. So I don't care if the Thunder are up 40 points. SGA is gonna make sure he gets his 30. Like 31, 32, 33 points tonight, man. So SGA over 30.5. I really do think that's like a wagon. He just keep fucking ride, man. When the last time? I believe he's cashed his shit like 8 of the last 9 games, man. I'm not even finna go back and look at it, but I know he had so he had 20 versus the Lakers. Before that, he had hit it 4 straight. So he's hit this number 6 out of the last 7 games, guys. SGA over 30.5, I think is the right play in this one. Cavs land 7 at the house versus the Brooklyn Nets. I do lean towards the Cavs in this game. I was watching the Nets yesterday, and first off, Cam Thomas, it was first game back. He's somewhat on a minutes limit. Sometimes, well, most of the time, and let me just check real quick, because most of the time, when guys come back like that and they're on a minutes restriction, they don't really let them play back to back. They don't let them play back to back. So let me see if Cam Thomas is not playing this game. Don't be surprised if Cam Thomas is ruled out in this game, in my opinion. And I'm watching the Nets yesterday, and guess what? They got 0 fucking offense outside of Cam Thomas, Mikal Bridges when he decides he wants to play, and then Schroeder. Those are main. This offense is ass, man. I'm watching them, and I said this Nets team is trash. And they're starting to notice their fate. They're like 4 games out of the play-in tournament of the 10th seed. They might just start packing shit up. The Nets might just start packing shit up. Mikal Bridges' body language is bad once again. Y'all talked about the coach. All right, guess what? The coach is going, and then y'all still playing like ass. They do get Lonnie Walker back today. You still guys like Dennis Smith Jr. who could possibly ball, but I lean towards the Cavs here. This is what I didn't like. The Cavs have the Suns on deck tomorrow, so it's the first game of a back-to-back. And I don't expect Mitchell to play in this one. He probably plays tomorrow versus the Suns, but I do lean towards Cavs. They are coming off of an overtime game. But the Nets team, like with the way that the Cavs play defense, they could stifle the Nets. Like Nets offenses, I'm watching them. It's dreadful. I don't know how you lose that game by 11 points to the Hornets. Hornets didn't even want to win that game. After some point, it's just like, all right, fuck it, y'all. This ass. I guess we just go ahead and take this win. But remember, Hornets don't want to win. They still beat them by 11 points, man. Remember, Nets got it down to 4. And then before you know it, it's a 10-point lead again. Like their body language is bad. Without Cam Thomas, they would have lost to the Hornets by 30 fucking points yesterday. Like literally, Thomas is a bucket. He had 31 points. They couldn't do anything other than him, my guys. So I lean towards Cavs here. I didn't like the fact, like I was gonna bet the Cavs here, and then I looked and saw that they have the Suns on deck tomorrow. Lean Cavs, but nothing super strong, man. The weekend games, I'll be honest with you guys. I rarely ever bet weekend games. I did this show today for the people, let you know my leans and things like that. But like Saturday and Sunday, you probably won't be hearing, you probably won't be seeing many official plays from me Saturday and Sunday, guys. Just those are the days that that aren't as lucky for me. So I notice the patterns within myself, and I do what works, man. And in this game, Lakers land a point at the house versus the Wolves. It is a double revenge spot for the Lakers. They do have a bunch of like offensive guys, but this game, I don't necessarily think their defense is going to be there because a little bit of info for you. Anthony Davis couldn't even lift. He couldn't do anything with his shoulder in the last game. So I was even seeing reports saying that he couldn't even really lift up his left arm. So worried about Anthony Davis in this one. They probably get LeBron back, but I could see Anthony Davis sit down in this one. And obviously, he's their defensive anchor. They still got a couple bigs that can come off the bench. But without Anthony Davis going up against Gobert, I don't like the matchup for the Lakers in this game. They hadn't covered back-to-back games in their last 10 games as well. It's been like, so they're 4-6 against the spread in their last 10 games, but they have not covered back-to-back games in any of those games. Remember, I've been telling you, Lakers will have a great game and then they'll shit the bed. And then after they shit the bed, when everybody's betting on the Lakers, then they lose. Whenever everybody's betting against them, like the Bucks game, and I kind of warned you as well. I'm watching the game and I'm like, this is not surprising whatsoever. LeBron ruled out. Everybody hop on the Bucks, and then they lose the game outright. You see what I'm saying? So, in theory, the zigzag effect would say that the Lakers fuck around lose this one, but this is their sixth straight home game. I don't like betting against teams that's been at the house for a while, and the Wolves are traveling cross country, third game in 4 nights, and they're coming off an overtime game as well. So it's not really the best of spots for the Wolves. They're only 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games as well. It's a great game, to be honest with you. Great game to watch, maybe even live bet. But pre-game, I don't really have anything strong on this one. But I do feel like if you want the Wolves, you probably want to take it now because I feel like Anthony Davis might not play in this game. That's just what I feel. Now, I could be wrong, but I could see LeBron coming back in this one and then Anthony Davis being out. And Anthony Davis means a lot to their defense, my guys. So I'll go through, give you my leans on every single game. I don't have any official plays today. I'm not going to official anything on Saturday and Sunday. Those are just not my days, guys. I'll tell you that right now. I've probably lost a ton of money this year betting on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm not saying you can't do it or you can't have good luck or you can't make money, but it's just something that I just noticed, or I'm just chill and I'm gonna just chill on Saturday and Sunday, man. But if Bucks Clippers game, I'd look towards I'd lean Bucks and the under. Pacers Magic, I'd wait for Jalen Suggs, see what happens in that one. Double revenge spot for the Pacers. I heavily lean towards Pacers plus a 2. Rockets Kings, no strong feel. I'd lean Rockets plus a 6.5, but don't want to bet them on the road. Heat Wizards, I'd lean towards the Heat in that game. I don't believe the Wizards have a center in that one, and they're coming off a big win. They might have went into South Beach and partied like a motherfucker. I'd lean towards Heat, but don't want to lay the points with them. Pelicans Hawks. Pelicans got revenge in this one. They're definitely the more well-rounded team, definitely the better defensive team. And they're like I said, they lost to them earlier this year as well. I'd lean towards Pelicans. Knicks Sixers, not looking towards Sixers without Maxey. Lean towards the Knicks in that one. Thunder Grizzlies, SGA over his 30.5 points would be my top lean in that game. And the Thunder might just smoke their ass by 30 points as well. Cavs Nets, I'd lean towards the Cavs. Their defense could absolutely stifle the Nets. See what's up with Cam Thomas. If Cam Thomas doesn't play, the Nets won't really have anything offensively. And then if the Wolves Lakers game, I would slight lean. I don't know. I'd like to say I lean toward the Wolves, but the last game went to overtime. They're traveling from Cleveland, going over like every time zone. That's a really tough game, to be perfectly honest with you, man. The over might hit though if Anthony Davis is out in that game, but that's the show, my guys. That's the show. It's all love. I did this show for you guys. I'm not even lying. Like I didn't even feel like doing the show. I'm still feeling the fucking drinks from last night, all that shit, man. But I did this show for you guys. Just to share my thoughts with you guys. I've heard people tell me before, even if you don't have any plays, just do a show, just to share your thoughts and share what you're thinking about the game. So that's what I did. I still hope you guys appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's all love. Whatever you guys are betting today, I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope y'all smack the fucking bookies up, man. It's all love. And I hope y'all have a great day, great weekend. Be safe out there, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's go.